back to the AlmighTees channel. In this week's episode, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I usually do videos more affiliated with garment decoration, screen printing, direct-to-film, and very similar type style videos. This week, it's going to have a little bit to do with that, but it's also going to mostly involve with the idea of how to run a business and try to do content creation, which in my particular instance, I'm doing both. And I'm just struggling to manage both of them. So if you'd like to stick around, please hang out with me. We're going to talk about some of this next. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about was just how difficult it can be running a small business. I know I had an idea that I was going to start a business and I was going to hire a bunch of people, and then I was going to be able to sit back and let my crew do all the work while I did all the planning and the long-term planning for the business. And that couldn't be that wasn't even anywhere close to what it ends up being or what it ended up being. For the most part, I'm the printer. I do artwork. Mostly responsible for doing most of the content creation, and that's not because not anybody else will do it. I just have the most free time in my schedule to be able to do it. It's just I struggle right now with the idea of being able to manage it. That whenever we get really busy here at the shop with printing, which I'm heavily involved in, I find it difficult to take the time to try to be very creative in our content creation. And that's ultimately what I'm dealing with right now. One thing that I don't ever want to come across as is the expert in any one thing. Now, I've been screen printing for a long time, and I have a lot of experience in the screen printing realm, especially on textiles, but I by no means am an expert. There are things that some of you have shared in the comments that have helped me, different ways of doing things, and I appreciate that. And that's ultimately what I wanted to do when I created this channel. Wasn't just a channel for me to share my expertise with all of you, was that so that maybe there are some of you that have a different skill set that maybe you can end up sharing with me, like business management, like the issue that I'm dealing with now is finding the time to manage the production and all of the responsibilities that go along with running a business day to day, and also with having to do the content. Where I'm really struggling in the content is that I'm lacking in what I feel are more creative ways of trying to tell the story and trying to figure out more interesting video ideas that may be able to be reached that may reach a new audience, because it seems like we're growing and we're steady. It's just not what I had hoped it would be, and it's definitely not what I'm seeing some other screen printing companies that are using social media as a marketing tool. We're nowhere near where some of these others have taken it, and not that I have to be the biggest. I'm not trying to do that. I just want to build an audience. I want to be able to help others. I want to be able to use others' knowledge and their experience to potentially help us here at AlmighTees. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I mean, please, if you have any suggestions, I'm open. I'm all ears. Please, if you have maybe some way that you're doing it yourself, to where you're managing your business and you're figuring out a way to be able to do content creation. I know a lot of people will like to use a set schedule, so I don't have much of an issue with the vertical video, although I would like to figure out some different ways of being more creative so that we might be able to catch a new audience and at least grab their attention and hold it for at least a little bit of time, especially people that might not be in the screen printing industry. But I also would like to be able to create different types of content that may be helpful to beginners or even experienced printers alike, that may be able to be just one little tip that I do here at the shop that may help somebody else. But I want those of you out there to do the same thing for us and for the community here, is to be able to share any ideas that you may have. Now, I stated previously about trying to work on a schedule. And that, I know that's a great idea. That's probably going to be what one of the suggestions is going to be, is sit down and decide that on this day you're going to plan and you're going to figure out what videos you're going to do. Then on this day you're going to script, and then this day you're going to shoot, this day you're going to edit, and then the next day you're going to upload. Now, the long form, I keep saying long form, the vertical video I don't have as much of a problem with. It's at least for scheduling. It's more of these YouTube long form videos that I'm really struggling with, because I always seem to wait until the last minute to be able to even come up with the concept. And now I'm under the gun to get at least what scripting I'm going to do, which I'm trying to get away from scripting. I'm really trying to structure my YouTube videos where I'm using bullet points, and then with each bullet point, just trying to be spontaneous with each of that little bit of content that I'm trying to record. And even that seems to be very difficult, where I can't seem to get a constant thought down and a constant clip or a section recorded before I'm getting frustrated and I'm almost ready to just scrap the whole deal and go home. That's ultimately how I felt this week. I just didn't feel like recording this video, but I was determined that I didn't do it. I was supposed to do one last week. I didn't do that last week, and I'm determined that this week I'm going to record a video. Even if it's not the best video, I want to try to do something a little bit different. I'm going to try to do it less edited, and even if I have a couple faux pas and I have a couple misspeaks, I'm going to try to leave the majority of this in, because the reality of it is because this is me. And I'm trying, I think one of the other issues, at least with the content creation, is that I'm trying to polish it too much. And I think there's nothing really wrong with trying to polish it, but I think I'm getting carried away, and I think I'm losing some originality and authenticity with my content. So I'm hoping that this would strike a nerve and would create interest with some new viewers. So what I said before is true. If there are any of you that do have any kind of ideas, or maybe a schedule or something that you might be able to drop in the comments, drop down in the comments, and maybe there's something that you have that you do that may work for me. I try to do some things to create these videos, and it just doesn't seem to be working with me, for me. As it is right now, it's Friday. I'm supposed to upload this video on for Sunday morning, so I'm already behind. It's probably going to be I don't know what you want to call it, a scramble, so to speak, to get this video shot. It's going to be real random. I'm going to tell you that right now, because I don't know what I've said. I have no plans for what I was going to say or do. I have no script. I have no bullet points. Just a concept in my head, started recording, and I'm going to see where it takes me. So this is where we are. So what I really am hoping is that we can come together as a community, and maybe that we could share suggestions and share ideas, so that we can help each other. I don't just want this to be a me, I'm the expert and I'm helping all of you idiots try to figure this thing out, because I myself am trying to figure all of this out. So there's some kind of a plan that you work around and with to be able to get this content. And even if you're not in the screen printing industry, I don't care. You can be running your own business. It could be playing cards, or you could be a mechanic trying to shoot your videos. What do you feel is successful, and what works for you as far as trying to plan to get these videos shot? So my content schedule as of right now is 3 vertical short form videos a week, and then 1 long form YouTube video every other week. And that, as it stands, is also very challenging, especially when it seems that the business in the shop is starting to pick up, and now I find myself really struggling to get it all done, because at the end of the day, I really need to focus on making sure that the shirts out in the shop are getting produced so that we can generate revenue to be able to to pay all of our bills and to make all of our overhead. Early in the beginning of generating these and creating these videos, I had hoped that maybe monetization would be a possibility. Now, I'm not against that. It does seem like it's going to be more of a long-term goal that I've set for myself, and that's all right. I'm not, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I'm not expecting to have full monetization overnight, but I have been doing this, at least the long form videos, a little over a year, and I've got the 1,000 subscribers. I just have nowhere near enough watch hours to be able to monetize, but like I said, within time, hopefully we'll get there. But I wanted to encourage you that, that I want to be able to help each other and work with each other. Hopefully that something I said here would strike a nerve with you and would help you to be able to maybe overcome some adversity and some struggles and some challenges in life, and that maybe you can share with the group and share in the comments maybe some things that you're doing that may help somebody else. So I thank you for watching this video. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and then you'll give it a like if you would feel so inclined to. Please drop a comment. If you feel like that this video has brought you any kind of value, please subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing regular screen printing videos as well, but I'm also going to start dabbling into some other arenas, all circling and all encompassing around business, of course, because that's ultimately what this channel is all about, is a screen printing company. But there are many facets to a company, as we all know, and then I thought there's a good possibility that we could share and we could help each other out in the process. I thank you. I hope that you will come back and see us again soon, and we will see you again in the next video.